Indian Brain in continuation to the LeetCode Daily Challenge series, where we are solving the daily LeetCode challenge problem. We are on day 22. Let us try to solve today's problem statement. The title says minimum pair removal to sort array 1. Given an array nums, we can perform the following operation any number of times. Select the adjacent pair with minimum sum in nums. If multiple such pair exist, choose the leftmost one. Okay. Replace the pair with the sum. Return the minimum number of operations needed to make the array non-decreasing. So we have to basically ensure that array is non-decreasing. It means it is increasing. Okay. An array is said to be non-decreasing if each element is greater than or equal to its previous element. Okay, greater than or equals to. That means the array should be increasing or equal to the previous one. Cool. So basically, let us try to look at constraints as well. The length is 50 and each element can range between -1000 to +1000. Okay. So yeah, that's the reason the tag is also easy, right? So if you understand it clearly, considering the constraints, the problem statement is very easy and simple to implement. Even a brute force approach will should work here. So what is the brute force approach? What we will do, we will have a loop until and unless this array becomes non-decreasing. Okay, and at each position, whenever if an array is non-decreasing, we will try to find the minimum sum from this array. Whatever the minimum value that we get, again we will iterate and submit, and we will merge the two elements with the minimum sum and basically update it. So the algorithm would somewhere look like I have a while loop until while array is not non-decreasing. Okay, and at each point we need to find the minimum sum. Replace the minimum sum, and while doing all this we can keep a track of count plus plus. Initially count is assigned to 0, count plus plus, and end of the loop we will simply return the count because we need to return the minimum number of operations. So each this operation we have to count and return the count. So let us try to again so this brute force approach is going to iterate on two loops, so it should be O of n square, and I do not want to optimize it further because constraints are very small, and if this is array 1 in the further subsequent questions, the complex constraints will increase, and at that point we will try to basically optimize it using heap, that is priority queue. Okay, cool. So for now, let us go ahead with the brute force approach. So yeah, so this is what we have to do. We have to basically start a while loop until non-decreasing. Okay, we have to start the loop. We have to start a loop until the given nums is non-decreasing, and we will declare one answer initially assigned to 0. We will increase the count and return the count here. Okay, cool. Now we have to basically implement this. So this is returning us a boolean. Okay, cool. We will implement this later on. Now, while keeping a track, we also need to find the minimum sum. Again, let's try to segregate the responsibilities into functions. Get minimum sum. Okay, okay, cool. So whatever the minimum sum that we will get, we have to basically replace it. Replace mini sum into the nums. Okay, cool. Now we have to basically implement these three functions. Get minisum. This is returning the integer. Cool. And replace mini. This is not returning anything. It is just replace into the nums. Okay, cool. And this is going to take. Okay. Now first we will try to find the get minimum sum. So yeah, before that let us try to find complete the non-decreasing. So non-decreasing. So this is going to be a boolean. So default would be true. Okay. So non-decreasing means it should be increasing. Okay, if I found increasing, it will return true, else it will return false. So I'll have a loop for I equals to 0, I less than nums dot size, I plus plus. Let us try to start from 1 so that I will compare with I minus 1. If nums of I greater than nums of I minus 1. So ideally it should be less than. If my current is less than the previous, it means it is decreasing, right? So in that case, I will need to return true, false. If nothing exists, it can return true. Cool. Now let us try to implement the get mini sum. So get mini sum, I have a sum initially assigned to max. Why max? Because I want to start and to get the minimum. So always assign the most maximum in the first. Now again I'll have another loop in I equals to 1, I less than nums dot size I plus plus. Okay, and I will check what is the current sum. Current sum equals to nums of I plus nums of I minus 1. Okay, now I need to update the sum. Sum equals to minimum of sum comma current sum, isn't it? Cool. And at the end, I should return sum. Cool. Now, let's try to complete this function. This function replaces this sum into the nums at a place where the addition of 2 is exactly matching the sum. So, again, I, let me start a loop starting from I want to less end of the nums, and I'll check int current sum equals to, okay, if current sum exactly equals to the sum in that place, what we need to do, I need to basically store nums of I minus 1 with the sum, and I basically need to erase the ith position, right? Nums dot begin plus I. Why I? Because I'm taking a sum of I and I minus 1. I'm putting the sum in I minus 1th position so I can free the ith position. So this erase function will basically take care of removing the memory. Okay, and I'm taking this as a reference so original nums will get updated there. I don't need to return anything from this. Cool. So this erase, pushback, popback, all are the C++ STL functions. So if you want one detailed function, detailed video on all the C++ operators like stack, queue, set, heap, so please do let me know in the comments. I will create a separate video on it. Cool. Now let us try to run this. Oh, we got lucky. It's accepted in our first iteration. Let's try to submit and check. Okay, we got some wrong answer on some test case. Expected our output is 6. Expected was 9. Let us try to run. Okay, output it's like 2, 2 minus 1, 3 minus 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 0 minus 1. Okay, let us check. Our function was int pair. I declared a 1, count initially assigned to 0, returning the count until it's not decreasing nums. I'm increasing the count and I'm finding the minimum sum from nums. I'm replacing the minimum sum on nums. Okay, and here initially assigned to int max. I starting from 1 to end. Current is basically I plus I minus 1, and I'm updating the sum with this, returning the sum. This looks good. Let us check this function. I is assigned to 1, I less than n nums plus size, I plus plus. If my ith element is basically less than I minus 1, the current is less than the previous, it means it is basically decreasing. So I don't want decreasing. I'm returning false here. False becomes true. Count. Mm, Output is 6. Expected was 9. Okay, it means our answer reduced. There might be some issue in. Okay, there, yeah, the issue is here. You have to be very careful, right? So we are replacing. We don't want to replace each and every place, right? We have to replace at the first position where we are observing the minimum. I need to basically add a break here. Okay, cool. I can either add a break or I can simply return from here. Okay, so that I don't want to keep replacing all the pairs in once, because the condition says you can replace only one pair at a point. So let's try to submit this. Yeah, it was a good test case that we missed. And yes, if you can see, we have successfully passed and it's passing 100%. Cool. Let us also quickly discuss the time and the space complexity. So the time complexity is, if you see, we have this loop. It's a decreasing loop, so it is going order of n. And in here we are finding the minimum sum, which is again coming into order of n, and this is also order of n. So order of n plus order of n is order of n only, and order of n into order of n, it is order of n square. Okay, cool. And in terms of space, we are not using any extra space, I don't think. So it's of 1. Okay, cool. Great. So this way we have successfully solved today's problem statement, that is 22th day. So if you are following the series and the journey so far, congratulations to you. And if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing it. And if you have any doubts or queries, please do let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.